if you want me, twice on the wall. Oh, sorry, that's an old Tony Orlando and Dawn song, also responsible for the Candida song, which we've used in another video. Anyway, that's not what I'm talking about today. Today I am talking about those evening cravings, okay? The hunger eating at night. And a lot of people that trips them up. It's that piece of the night where you've already had your dinner and you know it's past the time where you're meant to be digesting food. So anything after 8 p.m. is really eating that's not going to be great for having a great night's sleep and digesting properly to wake up in the next morning feeling refreshed. So here are things to look for and understand about that late night eating. Number one, most likely for most people, it is habit. We're just used to, we've had our savory foods, a little bit bored, and so we fill the time with a bit of pleasure and eating something lovely. We usually don't think, oh, it's 9:30, I'm really craving a salad or, a piece of watermelon, although for some people that might work, okay? So to understand and be conscious and aware that that's just a habit that you're having, and you can replace that with new habits. I like to paint or sew at night, and I find that if I do that, instead of having that busy mind that's distracting me, something creative actually helps me concentrate and focus and not worry. And also, I get the sense of fulfillment because I've created something, and it does a lot to distract me from that late night eating. Now, another thing for many people is that hunger is actually a thirst signal that we can overcome just by having a beautiful glass of spring water. Nice, cool. You can do something cool like slice up some cucumber, put some cucumber slices into it, creates a lovely flavor, or take a strawberry and slice it up and put it into the water depending on that time of season, or even just a bit of lemon. And you will find a lot of cravings, food cravings, will go away. There's another piece, which is if you're not nourished. Okay, your body has just eaten a meal, but the nourishment's not going through if you're not eating foods that's nourishing, energizing, and protective on a regular basis, if that's not the bulk of what you're doing. What can happen is we can have a meal that's just basically sending two things, signals throughout your body. Is one, feed me more, I'm not getting enough, or you're eating things that are creating that cycle of addiction, so it's just that time has passed where the body's saying, I need a bit more sugar to feed the candida or other things that are happening in our body. So those are kind of the basics. But then for many others, something that's added to that is the emotional side of eating. And that's where often we get to that point where all our work's done, kids are put to bed, or that the bulk of what we're doing, and we've got this kind of gap between everything finishing and winding down, between going to bed and going to sleep. And that can be where the monkey mind and the busy brain takes over, and we start to feel discomfort. That might be because financial issues, relationship issues, or health issues, and our brain starts to go and think about it, and we worry. And what's one of the best ways to shut your brain up that we do is, let's have something, crunchy, salty, sweet, creamy, delicious, not necessarily nourishing, because we're not looking for nourishment at that point. We are trying to push down the discomfort of what's going on with something that's going to alter our state, usually something that has addictive properties into it, whether that's wheat, meat, dairy, sugar, all of those things. So in that case, one of your best tools for dealing with that is to start to develop a new habit around that time at night that is going to wind you down. Now, for some people, it can be something creative. That might keep other people up. So if that is the kind of thing that's going to keep you up, maybe you need to journal. Maybe you need to meditate. Maybe you just need to have some really, good quality time with that special person in your life. Now, or you may even have to do a combination of several of those things. So the late night eating is something that can really create more stress in our life. It can create something where we're not waking up in the morning with the energy to feel refreshed to tackle the new day. So it's something we need to look at. So just to recap, we can be hungry and have that late night eating because it's just a habit, because we're thirsty, because we're nutrient deprived, or we're actually addicted to that food and we're trying to stuff it down. There's many things that you can start to do to reverse that. First of all, awareness, big, important, and key. Take a deep breath, have a great glass of water, and then start to implement the strategy that's going to work best for you, whether that's doing something creative, meditating, deep breathing, connecting with someone who is important in your life, or a variety of people, different times, different night. That can be from family to friends to our significant others. And it can also be a matter of implementing different strategies at different times, but just start the process. Go for a walk, if it's safe in your area. Do some yoga and stretching in your room. If, push comes to shove and you don't have the opportunity to get outside. Most important thing is, once you have the awareness, is to do something. To not just let it kind of go on. And they have a great expression in Australia when it comes to stopping smoking. It's never quit quitting. And I like to apply that whenever I'm challenged by something in my life, whether that's a career thing or a food thing, is that every day is an opportunity to keep implementing, growing, and improving my relationship with food, my body, and other people on the planet. So never quit quitting that process of giving up the things that aren't serving you. So if you've liked this video and you feel there's something of value, please feel free to share it with other people. And most importantly, is there something in here that's challenged you, or that you'd like to challenge me on in the nicest, kindest possible way, please? Let's start the conversation. You can do so in the comments below, or head to our Facebook page, and we can start to explore what it is that's important to you on this journey of sweet freedom.